I'm Gene Valicenti on the WJAR YouTube channel and our other platforms, and I'm continuing my conversation with Steve Feinberg, who runs the Rhode Island TV and Film Office, and he's got a lot to crow about. Season 4 of The Gilded Age was renewed. Congratulations. He's bringing Rhode Island Housewives to Rhode Island. I'll hold off on congratulating him on that. We'll see what comes of it. He gave a spirited defense to that on the 10 News conference, which you can also watch on our website. In the meantime, he's got a list of other projects that he wants to go over. Go ahead.
I tell you, we just had this week the trailer for Ella McKay released with Emma Mackey, Jamie Lee Curtis, Woody Harrelson, Albert Brooks, James L. Brooks, who did Terms of Endearment, Broadcast News, As Good as It Gets, The Simpsons.
You know he went to my higk school?
Did he?
Weehawken High School.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he's a great guy, so talented. And so that film's coming out on December 12th, I think for the Academy Awards season. We've got M. Night Shyamalan and Jake Gyllenhaal doing a supernatural thriller. It's co-written by Nicholas Sparks of The Notebook.
Okay.
And that is being filmed entirely in Rhode Island.
Is that a Rhode Island-based story, or they're just using us to shoot it?
No, it's actually, it's very funny, because I was with Night the night before, and he wants to get an establishing shot of it. It's a fictional town in Rhode Island.
Okay.
So then we have Chad Verdi is local producers doing a film.
Very successful, by the way. East Greenwich.
Yes, and he's doing a film with Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, and they're going to be filming that here in Rhode Island.
Okay.
We just did a Rod Serling documentary where you actually get the real voice of Rod Serling. He used to tape everything.
Yep.
So he's narrating that. We had Gordon Ramsay here down at the Crazy Burger.
Crazy Burger.
Right. The Roaring Game is a movie with Gronk and Mickey Rourke, and that's being premiering this Saturday at the Rhode Island Film Festival. And there's more stuff going on.
Well,
you know.
Now, when you bring these in, what's bringing them to Rhode Island? Tax credits?
It's a combination.
Friendly people? What is it?
It's a combination. It's creativity and commerce. Yeah. So when I'm dealing with the Gilded Age as an example, well, we have the creativity. We've got these beautiful Newport mansions. We've got historic. And then we have to have a tax incentive because they might get 40% in New York, as an example. We were one of the first in the country to start a tax incentive. I actually wrote it. It took me about 6 months. And then that spread like wildfire across the country and then went into other countries. We offer a 30% credit, but we're capped at the amount of productions I can bring into the state per calendar year. Massachusetts copied our program. They have an unlimited amount. New Jersey, as an example, big stuff. Texas, California, everywhere now. It's probably like 43 states that now have tax incentive programs.
But I want you to make it real clear to those who may not know how this works. A guy comes in, I'm going to make a movie, I'm going to spend $3 million. How does the tax credit help them?
You get 30% of qualified expenditures spent money on the ground here in Rhode Island. You can't be, hey, I'm going to Massachusetts to film at a Target. You have to be in Rhode Island on the ground. It goes through an audit process of a state certified independent auditor. Then it goes to our audits department in taxation, and they get a 30% tax credit. It's like a coupon. Thanks for coming to our store. Thanks for hiring our workers. Thanks for showcasing our state across the world, and you're going to get 30% back.
Now, I give you a coupon. Is that money in the bag?
It's a transferable tax credit that they can sell to a corporation or individuals that have a need, and they have a 3-year window to use that tax credit.
It's basically money, and I'm going to sell it to, I'll just say Textron or another big company. Use my coupon and you give me the cash.
Correct.
I understand. Now, you know, some politicians like that, some don't. There were efforts to get rid of that, especially when things are tight. Yeah, well, I need that money, not
But you know,
them.
I always say that. It's like, it doesn't make sense, because I know that for every $1 we give in a tax credit returns $5.44 of economic activity, and that's just the production. That doesn't include the actual monies that come in and derive from these productions when they're showcased domestically or across the world, as we have seen for the Gilded Age. They have a special tour of the HBO Gilded Age. It's $250 a ticket. It sells out. Well, that's just. And then the governor said to me, I bumped into him. He said, I was just with the UK ambassador, and he's talking about the Gilded Age and how important it is for our tourism. So we get all kinds of benefits when, they're promoting Rhode Island to the world.
All right. You've had some hits, you've had some duds too.
As
Be candid with me.
What's a dud? Like a dud is a what?
It flopped. It wasn't that good. It lost money. It was
didn't
a
lose
one-off.
us, but
now I want you to be candid with me because that's what this is about. You've had some hits. Everybody gets some misses.
But my thing is,
what's been a dud?
To me though, a hit. They're all hits for one reason. They employ people. So that means they're hiring like 350 crew members. They're hiring 1,000 actors. That's a hit. So that's how I look at it.
Fair
right?
enough, yeah.
Well, that's because that's what I'm about.
Okay.
Job creation. Now, if I can get a show like the Gilded Age, which was a 10-year in the process, maybe 12 years to get that here from inception, and that was being a dog on a bone. Well, when that's getting 4 seasons and it's skyrocketing in the and its quality, that's going to make me feel like $1 million and I sleep like a baby.
How about Nosferatu?
Nosferatu had 3 seasons of AMC. It hit the mark of what it was supposed to do. Yeah. I never thought it was going to go beyond 3 seasons. And it did 3 seasons.
Niche audience.
Niche audience. This is a Stephen King.
Network,
It's a Stephen King's son wrote that, and it was what it was, and it employed people. And there is like you said, it's a cult group.
All right. What didn't pan out?
Oh, by the way, we've had Moonrise Kingdom. Wes Anderson open up the Cannes Film Festival.
You see, you're a good cheerleader. I know that you like
Gene,
to talk about.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Right.
And where's the camera? Nobody loves Rhode Island more than Stephen Feinberg. You can love Rhode Island as much as me, but not more than me. Right. And that's a fact.
But we're talking, give me
so
an
that's how I feel.
What didn't pan out?
What's a show that, well, sometimes we might do a show that, like we did Body of Proof with Jerry Ryan and Dana Delaney. And then they were doing great. And then there was an incentive from California that if a show moved to California, they'd get an extra break. Yeah. That was more of a disappointment. But we had a show that was a hit. And when they moved from Rhode Island to California, the show went down the tubes. So I think we offer like a lot of stuff that's very special. I'm trying to think of, it'd be like, hey, I had a bad date. I'm not going to think about my bad date. I'm only going to think about the good things.
Providence on NBC years ago. They got a few seasons.
Well, see, now that they filmed for like 3 days in Providence, and they filmed the rest in LA. Our goal is to film here and get the maximum bang for the buck.
Now, the California people, as successful as you are doing this, they don't like you.
They love me.
I was just out there.
They love me. They love me.
All right, hold on. Let me qualify that. Because the California executives, they have to green light shooting a movie here. But the industry, they want to shoot it in California. That's Hollywood. And you and other states and Canada, you're taking the pie.
They love it, though. Oh, yes. So your crew. Like, I've got friends. I lived in LA for 22 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends who, have families there, and it's changed also, they get disappointed. And the whole reason why I started this incentive program, I was in the Writers Guild, 1987, and I saw Runaway Productions leaving the country, going to Canada. And I did a film in Australia and a film in Luxembourg. So it was running away from America. And that's why I had written the tax incentive to keep stories happening and making movies in America. And again, that spread. But yes, but there's more authenticity. If you come to Rhode Island, you're doing a Rhode Island story, and you're filming in Rhode Island, that's meaningful. We've got a big movie we're about to announce where the character is Providence, Rhode Island. And it's going to be filmed in Providence, Rhode Island. It's authentic. And then that's going to be a big blockbuster next year.
Well, why don't you tip your hand? You're on with me. I have the lights and everything.
I can't do it, but I will do it in about a week. And I'll come on the radio to talk about it.
All right, fair enough. I'll mark it down. Listen, you don't have to apologize for bringing stuff to Rhode Island. It's California dropped the ball a little bit out there.
They did.
I was just out there for a week, and the governor is scrambling.
Yes.
How do we keep Hollywood? How do we regenerate? How do we do? You a little bit, you're eating their lunch, and so are the other states.
Well, I've been back in Rhode Island for 21 years. California should have, and again, we talked about this in the early 90s, that California should have established a tax incentive program in the early 90s, and they waited and waited. They thought, okay, we don't need to do it. And they waited far, far, far too long.
Yeah. Would you like to watch a lot of television?
I watch some television. Andor, fabulous show. I watched The Gilded Age. I watch Yellowstone's one of my favorite shows.
Yep. How about, you watch network television?
What do you mean?
NBC, ABC, CBS? The real TV, as we say.
No, for reality shows though, I watch Gordon Ramsay. I watch all of his shows. But I'm pretty much I watch movies more, and I watch sports.
Netflix,
yep.
Hulu, the rest of them, Peacock, Paramount.
Yep. Paramount Plus, Disney Plus.
Everything's changing, Steve.
It is. It's the landscape. Changing. It's all a distribution. There's a lot more content than ever before. For filmmakers, it's amazing because there are more platforms. But there's also more of for filmmakers. It's harder to get money because it's spreading out. There's a lot of content, but like at HBO, for example, I talked to the Julian Fellows and his producing partner. He said, there's nothing like working for HBO. There's a scene that happens on the tennis courts at our Tennis Hall of Fame. Well, to get that authenticity, they actually made the netting of that period. So you're spending that money and they're spending it wisely. And
Netflix spends too.
Oh, yes, they do.
You bring up a good point, because when you watch Downton Abbey, to set up a shot, they may have a teacup. Put the teacup down. That's one shot. Stir the teacup. That's another shot. Sip the tea. That costs money.
Yeah, time is money.
Now, Hollywood may say, just drink the tea.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
No setup, no stir. Isn't that correct?
Well, maybe. I think what it is it is. It's those details, and that makes it reality. I was talking to a woman last night at an event who was saying that they had serving trays that were all silver, or you could cook, that silver is the best cooking, and it was from the, from that Gorham time. So.
All right. Just want to go back. You and I discussed Gilded Age on 10 News Conference. Now, we can continue. Time is unlimited here. I said first season slow, second season better, third season very good.
Gangbusters.
My wife really loves it.
Gangbusters.
She really does, and I've watched it too. You had a cliffhanger last week. Don't tell people because they'll be mad at us.
Yeah.
And season 4, that's an accomplishment. I really didn't think you'd get 4.
Yeah, and it's going to be even better. They already have it all planned out. And sometimes, like I'll share ideas. I'll give you an example. I found that Steinway had done the 88 key piano around that time period, and so I said to Julian and to David Crockett, "Hey, you might want to have a scene where the Steinway is going to play at one of their mansions because it's appropriate for the time." Yeah. There's a character named Stanford White who helped design the Providence, our state house. Well, he died early, and I was talking to Julian. I said, I was kind of surprised how he died early. He died relatively young, and I found out why. Here, this guy had been the architect for Madison Square Garden. He had an affair with this woman. She had just been recently divorced, and her estranged ex-husband ended up shooting him on top of Madison Square Garden.
The old Madison Square Garden. In Madison Square.
Yeah, and that to me is, that could be, that. Now, he took Stanford White out of the first season. I don't know if we're going to see him come back. A lot of the things happen, whether it's electricity, the Brooklyn Bridge, the opera houses, they're steeped in reality. So, and I think that it's also a history lesson. It's educational and entertaining. We're learning things that you probably didn't know about, I didn't know about, the black experience. In Newport, it's an education with what's going on with civil rights, the suffragette movement. All of these things are part of our American history in an entertaining way.
Does the Newport Historical Society get paid when they let them shoot in Rose Cliff?
Yeah, the Preservation Society of Newport County, they do get paid. They get location fees, and they love it. And last night we had Christine Baranski came into town to speak, and it was part of a fundraiser for the Preservation Society. And they are our big stars of Rhode Island. You know, they talk about Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in Massachusetts. Our stars are our Newport mansions.
Well, listen, they were at Rose Cliff, and I happened to take a visitor from out of state. She wanted to go see, because she watches it. We went to Rose Cliff. We saw the ceiling, which is in the animated open. And we even went to Belcourt Castle, where they shot a few scenes over there.
Yes.
Over there as well.
Yep.
All right, Steve Feinberg.
Gene?
Did we give you enough time now?
I love you, buddy.
All right, thanks. See you on TV.
We'll see you soon.